need to go that far. I mean, I tend to do it to keep people informed, but it's not the biggest of deals. Okay. I'm not disconnected the stream at all today, so I'm gonna have this giant video file to cut. I've got to sync my shields.
Is there any reason why it's showing up as 2 shields on?
Because it's not synced yet, they're loading now. You know, when you get to the end of the setup, you activate your shields. It's one of the setup steps. I've activated the shields. Now I need to put a timer on, and we'll put it on 1 hour 15 because that's how much they get.
Tonight?
01,
yeah, if you let me win.
15,
I'll let you win.
and we want to put in here hyperspace.
Yeah, of course.
No.
Did you self-code this?
This bit I didn't. There was a
burger
different
again.
thing I did. Hang on a sec, I'll explain now. Hyperspace, final. No, it's just put 6 in because otherwise it'll get confusing.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright, and I don't think they're going to go to time, but just in case. Let's go down here. Not too long. Oh, Christ. This button's funny.
Yeah.
Pause, stop, start.
So it's ion cannon, tractor beam.
There we go.
And
So I didn't code that bit you were just looking at now, which is the bit that does the clock. I had a separate thing that would do it, but it was too buggy. But all the rest of it is mine. This is mine. All that's mine. When you see the shield token disappear from Poe Dameron, that was mine. And the swish thing that it does when I change cameras is mine as well.
Wow. So. It's a surprisingly functional system. It really gets the information across very clearly, especially.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things with the animation, and I've said it a lot of times already, but just to drive home the point here, animation kind of seems like a frivolous point to it. But when you're watching the table, it's important, I feel, that when something changes, that your eye perceives that something changes, even though you're not looking directly at it. And if something just literally changes from one state to another with no animation, your eye doesn't perceive that change. It just passes in a blink of an eye. You don't pick it up. And so it was really important to me to try and put the animation to give that's a little bit more professional touch, make it more that you were informed of what was going on as it went. Oh, and you know what I've not done? He's not got a colour. He's not got his bases marked. There's no way of telling which one's B and which one's C.
Shoot.
So we're going to have to try and do it manually. Let me work out which one it is now.
Yeah.
I should read your list.
Yeah.
Thermal radiation, C. Optics, black one, optics. Okay. And which one is C and which one? C? Yeah, C. B. So C.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see it on the highlights. Perfect. Which one is set? Okay, good luck. Have a good game. I think I'll need it. We'll have fun anyway. I hope so.
So, I mean, for the most part, there's not really that much necessary, but except for the fact that we have to remember that C has an ion bomb in it, which is the one closest to the camera at the moment.
So C is closest, okay?
Yeah.
Not
I thought it was, there's loads of people just paint like little different highlights onto them so that they can tell them apart. And I normally put like a colour peg, but I didn't twig. Okay, so that's all taken care of. I can forget about this. And according to Mads, this is a very bad matchup for him. So maybe we'll see a quick game. Maybe.
I find that hard to believe. I mean, especially with the loner wolf rerolls that Dash has. I mean, admittedly, yes, Jesper does have the gunner effect from Iggy B. But Dash should still be able to avoid a lot of those ion cannon controlling shots. He's not going to get tracted around the board. He also needs 2 ion tokens instead of 1. So I think the match is placed more in. I think Mads has got more of a chance than he makes out. Put it that way.
I mean, and we've already mentioned just before we came over to the commentary booth is that both of these players are well known for playing this list over a long period of time. So we're going to be seeing a masterclass, respectively, for Dash Poe and IG88 robots.
So I actually had the pleasure of playing Mads at the Copenhagen regional back just before Christmas.
Yeah.
And Mads was my top 8 game, and I was Flying Rebel Fox 1, so that was Lorik, Jess withdraw their fire, Lorik with Selflessness, Wookiee Commandos, and very, very trimmed down Miranda. And put it this way, the only reason why I got half points on Mads in the top 8 game, half points on his dash, was because he flew it over rock. Otherwise, I just could not get any damage into his dash.
Okay.
That just shows how powerful Lone Wolf really is.
Yeah. I won't say it every time. No, that's fine. Stupid. You want me to say every time on your dash ability? Yes.
So he's running up long with IG-88B. And he's probably going to follow up now after the Advanced Sensors boost. Yeah, more or less. Accompanying.
I think that's quite smart. It's just with those massive firing arcs. It's just really opening up the area. It's got. So yeah. So it's not Mads is having to play quite far away.
Yeah. Keep himself in the corner. How far did you? So of course. You beat Farm Langeland.
I did, yes.
Do you want to give us a little bit of a rundown of how that game went? Because that definitely generated a lot of interest.
So Farn and I actually played each other last weekend at the Amsterdam Regional. We both had identical lists. So a group of us from Oxford actually made the trip up to Amsterdam. I'm ashamed to say, definitely not for the usual British pastime of going to Amsterdam for quite a boozy weekend. So we played this time. I opened up, and quite unusually I elected to joust him, which created quite a confusion for Farn, because I think, so I should hasten to add, I was running Nimranda. So normally, and
he was running the low forward as well, yeah.
And I think that confused him quite a bit, because I think no one up until this point had just tried to go for the direct joust. So he ran around the board a lot. Probably about 3 times, just throwing bombs. I was throwing bombs, him throwing TLT shots. I managed to take Fen off, and he got my Miranda off. But then by this point we'd run down the clock pretty much, and I had Nim in one corner of the board and the Ghost in the other, with about 3 minutes to go. So through, I don't know how, but through some very quick three banks barrel rolls with Nim, I got up to the centre of the board quite quickly. And then Farn basically had 2 options. He could either turn into me and suddenly get a trajectory simulated bomb on top of him, or he could run behind a rock and try and survive it. And Farn, in all fairness to him, and it was the move that I would have done in his position, he took the statistical option, go behind the rock, take the evade token.
Let me just clear up. Right now you're talking about the regional you played a week ago.
Oh, no, I'm talking about
you're talking about today's before. Right, okay, today's elimination round. Okay.
Oh, sorry, I do apologise.
No, I got confused. And so it came down to you just had that last roll, the harpoon missiles. You just managed to stick enough damage to get half points off the Ghost, huh?
Got it exactly. Yes.
Yeah. And Fran felt very disappointed in himself for the result of that game. So what we were talking about is that he also played you yesterday in Swiss.
No.
So I heard he'd already played you, and I figured it was Swiss. You're talking right. We're talking about how a week ago you played in Amsterdam. I get it. And the clock is basically the deciding factor in both cases.
Pretty much.
Okay. Right.
I mean, Farn is an amazing player, and he's got an amazing player, and it's such a powerful list. In his hands, he really knows how to get the maximum potential out of the list.
Yeah. Dash obstacle hopping in an attempt to escape those IGs.
And just to confirm, the IG-88C with the ion bombs is on the left currently.
Yes.
Yeah. That one this way. Okay.
They follow formation as they've kind of NASCAR'd around the board.
I must admit, the rock formation does kind of lend itself to a NASCAR oval at the moment.
In a lot of situations, a lot more situations than you realise, especially when we're talking about large spaceships. And with an IG-88 being such a fast ship as well, having so many manoeuvre options on its dial, it's very much designed for forward momentum. When it first came out, everyone was like, yeah man, you want to be push the limiting, and turn it using all these green maneuvers, and it's not something that is so easy to do as it seems.
So forgive me, but I believe at one point wasn't the classic IG88 build glitter crack shots at one point?
That was at one point, yeah, when the crack shots came out. It's kind of it's evolved constantly, and like I say, Push the Limit wasn't one of the more go-to elite pilot talents on the robots. Predator was one for a bit at the beginning. Because having the Predator with that reroll and the second attack from the IG88B ability made it very a heavy, powerful combo with the heavy laser cannon. In this case, Jesper's going for more control, and so his damage output isn't so important. He can take advantage of Push the Limit better. One evade, no damage there.
I also do wonder, especially now, because we see a lot of dash lists. I mean, just have to look at Rasta a couple of weekends ago at Element, and we've got Lava Ghost with its turrets. I do wonder if things like the robots and these ships with auto thrusters, we're going to see a bit more of a resurgence of them.
Yeah, shout out to Rasta and the Wallers that are playing in the Warball regional this weekend in the Top Cup. I don't know if they might have finished already. But maybe that might be a second regional that Rasta takes this year. Oh, of course, I've got to do this one. Jesper's getting serious. He's taking his hat off.
I think that's about the third time I've seen.
But Mads is so hipster he'll never take his hat off.
No, 100% never. I must admit, I did have to laugh. Mads turned around to me a few hours ago and said, "This room's getting really hot." And we said to him, "Take your hat off."
It's getting warm though. Yeah. I mean, I didn't sleep well last night, and so I've been having really bad sweats. And so when I'm trying to rush, and like last night the same thing happened after everyone got kicked out. I was quickly trying to do this little infographic that showed the flags and how many players were from each country. And it was like my fingers were sweating, and I was like doing it on this, and this thing goes, the little trackpad goes nuts when you've got wet fingers. And so I was like screaming, just someone bring me my mouse, because I was up that end and my mouse was down here. Did anyone? I don't expect you to know the answer to this. Does anyone? Obviously, one of the situations here, there's a possibility, is that the robots drop their rig cargo chute onto Dash because they're moving before him. And if that happens, how does Dash's ability work? Because in the activation phase, he may ignore obstacles. Isn't that what it says? And he's in the activation phase.
That is true. So if
there was a judge here a second ago.
So if I would imagine that, so just my first guess is that if it's dropped onto him,
it's not like a thing that he's consciously chosen to do. He can't activate his ability. Would be my first thought.
That's my first thought, especially with the new FAQ now that says that before Dash I think the exact wording is before Dash moves, he must make the choice about whether he's going to use his ability or not.
But then that's when he moves.
Yeah, so based on that, then if it's dropped, based on that FAQ currently, if you drop it onto him, then maybe actually that it would count as any other ship. But but I also see the issue in that. Yeah,
no, it's kind of one of those silly little things, isn't it? Is that basically because the card text says, regardless of where the fact says it's talking about moving, it's a different case. The card text says that during the activation phase you may ignore obstacles. And obviously it says when moving you have to do it before you move, is obviously to avoid people doing silly things and going, oh that didn't work, or I've done it like that and I'm gonna mess around with the setup of things. But of course this is a separate situation. It's not on the same rules. We're not moving. So you could take, I personally would take the opinion that Dash's ability is a conscious ability for Dash. He can't use that ability when other effects are placed onto him. It's something to do with him and what he does in the activation phase, not what other people do to him. That would be my guess, you know. So if the rig cargo chute isn't dropped directly on him, it's dropped in front of him. Of course, when he comes to move, he can fly straight over it with no without making any difference about it. I'm just saying, if it gets dropped right on him, does it count as being dash may use his ability? And if that's the case, what's the may bit? What's the may bit got to do with it?
I see your point. I see your point. I mean, if we're taking the card as written, given it says deactivation phase, then I'm inclined to say ignoring anything.
Ignore it, strictly speaking.
Yeah. If we ignore what the recent FAQ and we said just the activation phase, it's dropped, should be fine.
And at the same time, this is a really stupid edge case.
Yeah.
So just trying to argue and trying to come to a definitive conclusion, unless it happens in this game, it doesn't make much difference.
And if it happens in this game, we'll both just shout. Such as having the European god of X-Wing.
So Dash is going to fire on IG-88C.
This is a hit. 4 hits.
Dash has already lost shields.
Oh, wow.
While we're discussing the silliness. It's down to 1.
Wow, that was quick.
Yeah.
Not down to 0 now.
And Poe's lost one as well.
Ion? Yeah.
I think he's got 2 stacked on top of each other. 2 hits.
Nice. Ion again? Yeah.
So that's the gunner effect triggering.
Yeah. 1 hit. And Mads rolls 2 blanks.
Lone Wolf. Lone Wolf.
Lone Wolf's 1.
If possible.
Right? Yeah.
It looks like it is.
Come on.
Just needs that 1 evade.
Yeah.
And he gets a focus, spends it.
Screws back.
And they go back to the house.
Yeah. Also, we do have a shield loss in energy as well.
Close. Right, yeah.
So what are your thoughts for Poe now? Because Poe's in a somewhat of a challenging situation because it's an R2-D2 Poe.
Well, he moves after those IGs. And the IGs, well, the typical manoeuvre is to take the advanced sensor boost, isn't it?
Advanced sensor boost.
And IG-8C gives him a free evade token. So, same kind of thing, isn't it? They're going to move out of his way, and with a 2 bank, I reckon Poe would fit in.
Well, Poe might risk it
to the right.
too hard to the right.
See, I think he'd probably bump because he'd hit the IG-88B. Let me just try and show something here. So I'm guessing these two are going to kind of shuffle up conga line in this kind of direction, and then Poe would just be able to 2 bank into here.
Admittedly, though, if they do shuffle up, Mads has got an easy escape route. So all he, in theory, has to do is 3 hard dash and then a barrel roll should get him out of that.
That's why I'm saying it's probably going to be they're moving out before him as well, so they've got to kind of preempt this a long manoeuvre from dash with a 3 bank, meaning that they're probably going to have to go at least 4 straight. The boost might not be the best option in this case, and they do probably want to kind of put a little bit of turn onto their manoeuvre to be able to bring arcs around to pursue dash as well. But I see them being in a bad situation. I don't see them wanting to go anywhere near this rock.
No. But saying that though, on the damage curve, Jesper is well ahead. He could afford to run over rock at the moment.
Yeah.
But that's the type of play that the risk taker that I would do, and I'm not necessarily sure Jesper's that type of person.
Jesper's obviously a very very experienced and got a high level of control with the robot. So let's see. So he's doing advanced sensor boost.
Indeed, yeah.
So now he's got a bit more leeway to be able to get around the rock. Maybe a 2 or 3 turn to the left.
Yeah, 2 bank perhaps.
3 turn. Is it? It looked like a turn.
Can't quite tell.
It's a bank. 3 bank right, and he's putting out train tracks in case he's going to bump.
I'm fine with that.
That is definitely a bump.
And I guess that's kind of like that was part of the plan. He wanted to be as close to dash as possible.
That is very good positioning. Because then that could free up the other robot to come actually directly towards Poe.
Absolutely. Doesn't boost. advanced sensors.
Yeah,
so blocks in Poe's possible escape route.
Yeah, that's very good positioning.
And it gives him a good opportunity to chase Dash in the next round by just force-straighting and leapfrogging over that asteroid.
Yeah. That's fantastic now. That's pretty much most of the top third of the board is covered.
Yeah.
Arc-wise. Yeah, hard 3.
Don't get
restricted.
Nice. I did say. Oh, you hit it.
At last, someone in your commentary stream has said, "No, it's not the bro bots, it's the hill bots."
So what's he going to do here? Barrel roll left. Barrel roll right, trying to escape arc from IG-88C. Although he'd have to go all the way forward, and I'm not sure he'd make it. No, he wouldn't make it out of arc.
I don't think there's range. There's the edge of range 2. No, he's not going to make it. Actually, I'm not even sure the barrel roll might not even fit if he goes left.
I think it does. If he goes left and forward, he'll brush up against Poe's dial.
Poe's dial, don't you mean right and forward to brush up against Poe's dial?
That's not, did I not say right and forward? I said left.
You said left and
Well,
forward.
I can't do that. It's right and forward. Oh, he's going. Okay, going for range. And he does fit as well. He look way too close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what did Poe do in the end?
Oh, no way. No, it doesn't want anything of this.
Yeah, he went left.
I think I'll be good.
Regenerating the shield. Oh no, he's not lost any shields. He's got 2 stacked on top of each other.
Some skillful flying there.
Yeah, man. And then next turn's Talon roll. Talon roll right.
And then beautifully behind the box.
Mm-hmm.
But saying that, if that robot does go fast, it should be very easy to avoid Poe's shot.
Yeah. One, 2, 3, and a focus. 3 hits and a focus.
Is this from B or C? We're looking at probably it has to be B. So if they flew in,
He'd be firing on C. It's dash firing, isn't it?
yes.
Yeah. And he's got all the, after spending a focus, he's got enough evades not to worry about it.
Yeah.
Jesper rocking some World Championship target locks there, just to the left of Dash's base.
Right, obstructed.
Those are very nice target locks, if I do say so myself.
So IG-88C fires on Dash, gets 3 hits, 1 evade, 2 evades in the focus, gets ironed. He's not. See, he stacked up his shields. Now, I guess now he's got at least 1. I should have told him before. Spread those shields out, but never mind.
I was thinking it was a little bit quickly when we were talking.
Yeah, but when you stack the shields up, it's really hard to tell. I can kind of work out that on Poe, it looks like he's got 2 and then 1 that's kind of just fallen off. But it's difficult, especially in the distance as well. I'm hoping now he's down to 1. What's going on here? Yes.
Yeah, so just trying to think what we're going to see this turn. Imagine we'll see a bit of a tightening of the kill box. So the IG-88 that's closest to the bottom of the screen, that's probably going to do a 2 or 3 hard.
IG-8C would probably do to avoid the debris field it has in front of itself. Would probably do a hard turn.
Yeah, hard 3 should clear that easily. And I guess it's up to the other one, as you say. Poe's probably going to talon roll behind him. So I guess something nice and fast.
Yeah.
Or he might even try and preemptively boost right before doing the manoeuvre. So.
Yeah, of course. Well, I think IJ8C can't really boost right before the manoeuvre. He'll end up on the debris, so he's going to have to do his manoeuvre first. And then IJ8B could boost and then force straight to jump over IJ8C.
I'm ready. If you are. No.
So the IG-88 that's closest to the camera is C. That is the one carrying the bomb. The one closest to Poe is IG-88B.
Right, it's very easy to get confused or not lost.
Yeah. Is that a good sign?
You ready?
Yeah, I'm good.
Just checking. I'm just checking.
Okay, me too. Okay, yeah, I'm good. Sensors.
Rigged cargo chute. That talon roll not looking like such a good option anymore.
Yep.
No. And advanced sensors just gives you so much control in where you put it on the board.
Yeah. Okay. Guess a focus for the boost.
Oh, I was not expecting that.
So he pushed the limit, and then his green maneuver clears the stress. To do an S bend and pull up alongside dash. Good position as well. Focuses with his advanced sensors.
That was with one bunk right.
One turn.
One hard right. Yeah.
Okay. Do you mind?
Guess barrel rolls dash is the only option here, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Dash already has one ion token, so we can probably expect Dash to be ionised this round.
For barrel this way.
So he's trying to get out of arcs.
It's possible.
He needs to be a bit further back. He's not going to get out of both arcs.
No.
No.
No, it's
And he's going to be in a position where he can't fire back.
Yeah.
And we've still got to see what Poe's yet to do, but Poe's not going to be effective in this round.
I mean, that's just such excellent
Am I allowed to
manufacturing
put
of
it
kill
back?
box.
It's on the I took the front
Is he allowed
here,
to move it?
but I put it on the front.
Was it really
Yeah,
the edge of the
yeah, it was.
Are you happy with it?
I guess the other issue as well is range control, because he really does not want to be at range
Is
1.
it once the
A 4
template is
dice
down,
primary here against just 2 defense dice
Yeah.
and
Just
1
used to
ray
not
token.
playing like that, but
I mean,
yeah.
that's another question. Does he have any ray tokens left?
Absolutely up to you.
Doesn't. Oh, 1. He has 1 on ray at the moment.
Yeah, there's one on
So
Ray.
you choose front or back, and then you have to go along that.
You can do halfway, but the problem is if you do halfway and I didn't like that, move back, there's room for moving things forward.
Okay, but once you have put it down and you
I
move,
guess
you
the
can
best
shimmy
case
it
scenario is
down.
probably just try and avoid 1.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a bit of a debate there about whether or not Mads can choose to
Yeah.
You would like
move
to
his
go
barrel
back.
roll backwards
Let's go back.
after having moved it forward.
Sorry.
And so Jesper was questioning that with the judge, Chris.
Yeah. But it looks like that's been allowed.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
And Poe, this is gonna make you happy.
Talon roll straight
Really
onto the
stressed
debris.
Poe. He's gonna take it next turn anyway as well, I think.
Shit. Yeah.
It looks like he might.
Or he can make it without, but then he's going to have to fly over it. Go backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say don't go forward.
Yeah, no.
As far back as possible, man.
Well, no, if you land on it, far enough forward that your template, when you move, doesn't go over it. You might keep it. No, okay.
There's no way.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm forgetting that this is his actual move. I'm like,
he's going to be double stressed.
and he's going to get to do 2 moves this time. I'm like, no, that's not right.
Prime thrusters, perhaps.
Yeah. Okay, so he's not got onto it, but he's definitely going to suffer it next turn.
This is range 2. This is range 2.
Which one took damage?
So heavy laser cannon onto IG-88C.
So,
Currently 1 shield worth of damage.
you see.
But if you roll all hits, you have to go to the front.
Sounds fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
But currently no evade and no auto thrusters.
Yeah.
Chance to get some damage through this round.
3 re-rolls with Lone Wolf. Gets a focus, I think. Spends the focus. Gets 4. And you got 2 evades. So it takes 2.
So it doesn't have a shot.
Range 2. So,
What cannon for
Ion?
There's my
Ion?
phone.
Is that a focus and a hit?
Focus and hit. And you got an evade and a focus.
Ion?
the wolf?
Lone Wolf does not help.
And he's definitely down to 1. I swear he just took another shield off. He's
did.
still got 1 left.
Oh wow!
Thanks, Mads, for putting little towers of shield tokens.
Is that the gift that just keeps giving? Call it the perfect metaphor for the World
When we
Cup.
worked in the casinos, you spend so much time watching how someone can like palm chips and stuff like that. And you're going, I think that's what Mads doing. He's like removing a shield token, but not. There's just this infinite supply of 1 shield token on Dash.
I was about to say, worked at a casino. You've had a colourful par.
Yeah, I've done a lot of things, and it might be sort of like the background of the casino that kind of gave me some insight into doing this, of what needed to be important, of like being able to see and things like the damage cards and stuff like that.
Those are definitely 2 men concentrating very hard at the moment.
The thing is that they're good friends as well. They've played a lot in the past. They know each other very well. Jesper is actually originally from Stockholm, so he comes over to play a lot of the tournaments over here.
And from personal experience as well, I know these 2 quite well. They're, as you say, they're absolutely lovely people.
Yeah,
They're real
right.
pleasures to play against. I mean,
Jesper does make a huge effort to try and be one of those vocal components of the community, and I have to be careful now because the Spanish word's coming into my head and the English word isn't. But to promote that kind of friendly attitude between the community. And Mads is someone. It was quite funny when I met Mads this weekend. Was because I knew of Mads, but I'd never actually met him because when the Copenhagen team came to the Tatooine Open in 2017. I saw Mads and I was like, oh, so you're the Mads that Vince is always on about? And he's like, oh no, that's the other Mads, because I'd heard that there was one Mads that would turn up drunk to every single tournament and just wins, and that was what they told me. That was this Mads. And so when I showed up on Friday, they were like, no, I'm the Mads that you were talking about. And I was like, because there's actually, from what I understand, there's 3 Mads in this area. There's the Mads bald with beard that came to Tatooine. There's this Mads, which I understand to be the drunk Mads, trying to be as friendly about it as possible. And there's a child Mads that also does very well. And so yeah, it's a question of which Mads are you going to touch. Now Jesper's got squeaky dial syndrome. When he moves his dial, you can hear the little mouse wheel sound.
I was about to say that is one thing. Those upgrade kits, they don't squeak.
Just squeaked really hard then.
I actually did hear that.
No ray focus?
Yeah.
He can help you decide which dial is he playing with. Is it B or C? Like the one that's most squeaky.
Okay, we know that's B then. So Dash has got 2 ion tokens, so
He's going straight.
1 straight.
But he's got his ability, so the debris isn't important. But imagine IG-88
Got no more fans.
C moves slightly forward and then drops another rig cargo chute in front of him.
But I mean, given it wasn't, if that happens, we'll get to have a final question about the debate.
No, I mean drop it in front of him. So when he does this ion, he's going to end up on 2 of them, and it's going to be more work for him to get out of there.
Well, it looks like he's just going for the block here.
Yeah.
So I'd imagine we'll see the IG-88B now come in for good 4 dice primary. Yeah. Collide with his own IG first, perfect 4 dice shot.
Yeah.
And we're about to see Poe probably gain and lose a stress simultaneously.
Might bump him.
Yeah, so bumps in. IG-88B is going to have that full-on range 1 shot.
Fully modded as
Yeah.
well.
How many degrees is going
Yeah. And Mads is out of ray focuses, so that is going to
Yeah.
hurt.
Yeah.
But you never know, the shields might keep giving.
Yeah, and look, he's gonna fly over one and add on another.
Ooh. So that's lose 1 and...
He's gonna take 2 stress.
Yeah.
Extra 1 and then 2 dice.
He's got to roll 2 dice. Does he only take 1 stress, does he?
Only 1, because I think the template might have just missed it. Just missed the first one, the rigged cargo chute.
You reckon? He's rolling twice.
Oh, no.
And he got 2 hits out of it.
Unless you only pick up stress once.
I guess so. Obviously not having the rules.
Do catalysis. I was wondering if you would remember.
That's all I have to say.
There's a range 3 shot
So, yeah. So we've got Poe's got a range 3 shot at the back. And he's still at both IGs, it looks like, and he still has his pocus.
check. Sure if I can get suspend your focus, that would be awesome. Okay, I'll shoot at B.
Okay. Range 3.
The advanced optics is such a good upgrade for Poe.
Yeah.
This
And
pretty good.
is that for 3?
Looks like it. After countermeasures. And
Oh, no,
nothing.
that was Poe on 2B.
Countermeasures has been discarded over here. This one.
4. Focus for 4.
4 hits, that's gonna hurt.
Then wolf.
Lone wolfing.
Is that 3 of
2
them?
and a focus.
2 and a focus.
Right, now he's got no shield tokens left. And 1 damage card. There we go. Right, now I'm pretty sure I know what's happening on Dash now. I'm still questionable about Poe, but I do believe he's got 2 shield tokens placed on top of each other and 1 that's just kind of like propped up against.
He's done enough green manoeuvres now, he would have had to have regened it at some point.
So obviously, IG-88B was able to get a range 1 attack off there.
So now the question is, where do the robots go from here? 'Cause
Absolutely. Well, I mean, they've got a kind of hard turn into the right, to the left, to be able to continue pursuing. They can't go right from there. I mean, maybe C could go right and try and free up space for B, but
unlikely. I'm not. It's 3 hard. I don't even think 3 hard does it right.
no, going right. You don't think it'll fit?
Last turn, I should have.
I've got to switch camera. This one. So what we're saying is that you want to do this one going right, hard free?
I don't think I struggle to make that because I can't.
Yeah, because obviously they've got to move before dash, and so IG88 to get past him, IG88B is going to have to do some serious work, and there's no way he's getting past there. I could imagine, and IG88B is blocking the free hard from IG88C. So what I'm guessing is IG88C is going to kind of hard free in, try and jump over dash, and IG88B is just going to bump dash.
Yeah.
That's what I would guess.
Token up and bump. It's what you can do with advanced sensors. It's what makes it such a powerful upgrade.
Yeah? Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. And I guess for Mads, he's just going to try and want to get away, get some ray tokens back.
Yeah.
Use this lull in fire to recharge his banks.
So just to remind you, these two players are undefeated. There is a third player undefeated, Kim Reynolds. He's playing the low 4 Rebel build. He's been paired down against someone who was on a 4-1 record. If Kim wins his match, he wins a invitation to the Coruscant Open, the Coruscant Invitation, I should say. If I thought that was a reverse maneuver. And the winner from this game will also get a Coruscant Invitational. So we would have 2 players from the Hyperspace qualifier being invited through to the Coruscant Invitational.
Focus. Yep.
So look,
They just both bumped, huh?
stay still.
Yeah. Giving Poe the opportunity to try and come up from behind into a more favourable position for himself.
I mean, 3 forward, that'll shed another stress.
Yeah. Still got 1 on him though.
He's in a fantastic position next turn, the 1 bounce, get rid of that stress, get a target lock, try and push some damage through.
Did you enjoy your game that we streamed in National?
I did actually.
I don't remember now what it was. That's what happened to me. But you had a good time, huh? And you've watched it back.
I have, yes.
Okay. I didn't say anything insulting, did I?
No,
Okay.
you were very polite.
Sometimes it gets away from me. And I always feel bad. It's like with Mankit, Mankit was playing 3 rounds in a row, and it's like I was getting he was having some really long planning phases. And it's like, right, no, I'm going to have about 10 minutes to explain something.
Yeah, you were really polite, even as I prompted. So I was playing OPQ against a Herrogator list, Biggs Herrogator.
Yeah.
And I got torn apart. I thought you were very complimentary about my flying, despite the fact that Biggs failed me and I rolled a grand total of 2 damage.
Yeah. Did you you played against Stephen Gage, correct, from Wales, or am I mixing people up?
Yeah, that sounds about right, actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he was part of the Warlords. Yeah.
Oh well, then no. Stephen Gage isn't part of the Warlords. No. Who was the guy I got from Warlords? I don't remember.
My only memory was I think Rasta played him in top 8 or top 4. My only memory.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I've largely forgotten about it.
Yeah.
Large amount of beer consumed that night.
So when do you fly home tomorrow?
I'm actually flying home tonight.
Oh right, okay. Cool.
So I've got a 10:30 flight out of here, and then I've got to wait 2 hours for a bus at Gatwick to get me back to Oxford.
Yeah.
So I'll get back in at 3 in the morning. But thankfully, being a PhD student, I don't have to fix work hours.
I managed to get back just in time to do work tomorrow evening. And I got through really quick this morning. I edited all the videos from yesterday and put them up. And I was going to try and do it a bit more special, but I figured it's kind of that's something to work on more when I've got a lot of time at home, and just kind of investigate and look at the other stuff I can do. So I just did the hack job that I normally do. I just kind of cut and put them up straight away, so they're already on there.
I mean, ultimately, I think that's appreciated, especially when people want to catch up.
Yeah, because I had to come in early anyway, and there's not much I can do until the rounds are ready to start, so I was just kind of messing around with the computer. So how much do you were mentioning earlier, you went to an Amsterdam regional and you've been to a Copenhagen regional before. How much do you travel for play?
Not at the only 2 times outside of the UK. Being honest with you, I mean, thanks to things like Ryanair and EasyJet, it's relatively not too expensive.
Yeah.
And as you say, the advantage of being a PhD student is I have that time flexibility that I can do it. But the one thing I'm finding in the UK now is, especially with regional, so the Copenhagen regional I competed in was 37 people, I think. Whereas, so I competed in Cardiff, and yes, I'm ashamed to say I was one of the top 4 Nimranda players. Yes, I expect...
The infamous!
If anybody flames me in the chat, I completely understand. You are justified, people. So
was that there was a situation where everyone refused to go on stream one round or something, wasn't there?
It was quite jubilant in the room, I think, and I think...
When you say jubilant, you mean to say that there was a bit of heckling at the fact there were so many Nimranda players?
Not heckling, I'd say. We say the players on the stream were being quite a bit... they were all very friendly with each other, but it was a bit loud, a bit brash, and there was a lot of, shall we say, language that a lot of lads have together, and I think that the people in question didn't particularly want to be on stream and have that recorded because there were microphones at the venue as well.
I know exactly who we're talking about. And I myself, and I blush because I said a particular word about one of those people that he didn't take too kindly with. I kind of did it in a friendly way, but he definitely wasn't happy about it. You know who you are. So he's IG88C.
Okay. Oh, that's half point. Something good.
Yeah, something.
Yes, 3.
So now, what's that? Range 3? Was that just or 2 still?
It's like 2 cock die, but Mads allows it.
No.
Rolling 2 dice.
Yeah.
He takes 1 damage off of Poe and an iron token. And they go back to Dars.
Yeah.
Poe Dameron ionised.
That's not a good place for Poe to be.
No. Well, but then, I mean, now he's got the IG88B coming up behind him, while IG88C pursues Dash.
And B is the uninjured one. That's going to be a very tall, if not impossible, order for Dash to try and kill that before Poe is walked off the board. And that gunner effect of B is just so powerful against these ships.
Absolutely.
And the worst part as well is B should be able to control it so that auto thrusters won't trigger as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'd say the one forward, normally reserved for the more rebel amongst us.
Did you see the Darth Vader card?
Yes, I've seen it advertising.
Yeah,
Nice
advertised. Not advertising, not exactly, but I get it. Signed by Mankit. I'm going to try and get as many of the European system open winners to sign. So like a giveaway raffle or something.
I thought that'd be quite nice.
And I liked this is I came up with a design thing of putting on actual icons instead of numbers.
That's nice. That's really nice. So you also picked up a lot of the old arts that we've given out.
Yeah. People came over and gave me a couple at the beginning, and then I didn't get a porg though. I didn't get a porg.
You did not get a porg?
No.
And I must admit, I was lucky enough that as I was leaving the regional, someone just threw a porg at me as I was walking out the door. But do you have the Whisper?
Which Whisper? The see-through, the dark one,
Whisper.
yeah. Pass them over to me. I apologise, some of those are a bit pervy. Because they've come from the Spanish guys.
Surprisingly.
I do have it, there it is, yeah.
Yeah.
We should put it on screen actually, next time they go for the dials.
Yeah.
Where'd this come from? It's come from Iceland.
It's an absolutely top-notch cloaked Whisper.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a bit, the Phantom ones are a bit excessive. So he's pulled round, and I don't think he's got space to barrel roll forward, left, or right because of the asteroids. I don't think so.
What was this dash one?
Or yeah, dash. I'm thinking.
Dash can go right, but I don't see why he would.
Because Poe's not got a dial, so he's not done anything yet. Dash is sitting there with no actions. He's going to focus.
Yeah, I mean that's the if Mads has got any hope here, he needs to be getting focuses as often as he can.
Absolutely.
Yeah, especially with auto thrusters, focus and evade. It's very Mads is going to need all those dice modifications to try and push damage through.
Boost.
And he's got to try and use that boost to get himself out of the situation where he's just going to be pushed off the board edge by ions.
Yeah, I mean if he gets ioned one more time, that's going to be very tricky to get out of that.
Yeah.
Because of the ion he'll boost, I'm not sure he'll be able to do it.
Range 3.
So Dash fires on IG88B.
No evade token, so this could be promising.
Gets one focus, one hit, and a blank. Rerolls one with Lone Wolf, gets another blank. So we're looking at one focus and a blank, and a hit as far as I'm aware from the distance. Just get one hit, and there's at least one evade there, so nothing happens.
Yeah, that's so unlucky.
Yeah.
Ion.
Ion cannon on Poe Dameron from IG88B. Gets two blanks and a focus.
Ion again.
Repeats for IG88B's ability. Two hits and a blank. And Poe rolls a focus.
Thrusters.
Range 3 gets some auto thrusters. Spends a focus. Avoids the ion. And now IG88C fires the ion cannon
Range 2.
on
Not
Dash.
obstructed. Yeah, I agree.
No obstruction.
Primary.
Two blanks and a hit. This is a primary weapon attack. And one evade.
Ion.
Job done.
Repeats with the ion cannon. One hit. And evades again. So a good round for Mads there. Whereas Jesper could have put a lot of damage onto his ships. He's managed to come out relatively unscathed without any ion tokens. So yeah, let's have a look at this. So this came from the Full Squadron radio from Iceland. They've given us this Whisper art card where she's cloaked. You can't see her.
Yeah. That's got to be one of the best bits of alt art I've seen in a while.
Cloaked. Okay. It's a surprise for everyone when they tell them what it is.
It's definitely been one of the star alt arts, the unofficial ones that have been given out this weekend.
Yeah. The Porg also has been very popular.
So what's the bet then? The Poe's going to do a talon roll just to ensure that he won't be ioned.
As if on cue. As if on cue.
Or hard 2 is the other option.
Amazing.
Hard 3 even.
You're
Could do
amazing.
it.
You see, what he could do now is to kind of hard 2 with Poe, boost, and kind of meet with Dash, and kind of crisscross formation so that Dash shoots on IG88B and Poe comes face to face with IG88C as a kind of a, kind of like that, the way that fighter squadrons fly, that they kind of like they cross over so that they're always covering each other's back. Kind of like Biggs does in episode 4, kind of like, I've got your Luke, and flies in.
Yeah, but didn't Biggs die in that?
Biggs died, but first he does like a whole bunch of cool manoeuvres, comes flying in, tries to warn Jack Porkins he's about to crash. Pull up, you've got it. Oh, I've got it, and it smashes into the surface.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I did see a new what is it? The bobbleheads, the pop figurines. There's a triple pack at the moment of Porkins, Wes, and Biggs.
Wow.
I might have wasted some money on them. They look that good.
Bumps up.
Yeah.
Jesper's not ashamed of bumping in any
Advanced
by no
sensors.
means. Yeah.
Advanced sensors, you don't care. It's probably why this is why the advanced sensors B wings were so good.
Yeah.
Take your actions and fly.
Yeah.
Not ideal for dash. He's very limited here. Could barrel roll left. Might avoid one arc, but it's definitely not going to avoid both.
Can you hold the bar?
Now the
Okay, so not touching rock?
I don't think that's going to be right on the edge of range 1. Unfortunately, as a Miranda player, you get quite good at judging my range 1. Kind of becomes second nature.
You're talking about range 1 to IJ8B, yeah?
Yeah, of course, yes.
That was the turn to do it.
K-turn. A choreographed turn.
Okay. Very focus. I'm afraid it's range 1 or not. Nice.
Nope.
And that
It's
explains-
more difficult from the camera. I will give you that. Did the camera, because obviously it's a perspective, and so it's a gradual distance. You can't move and get other ideas, and it can seem sometimes like something seems really clear and it's not.
This could also explain why I'm not currently in the final.
Goes pretty well.
3 hits.
So, no wolf.
Heavy laser cannon, lone wolf. It makes it a crit. So 3 and a crit. Gets 2.
No evade token.
So he's going to take 2 shields off of IJ8B.
These are the exchanges that Mads needs. I mean, given the time, I mean, Mads probably won't kill an IG in time, but he might be able to get with it on points.
Range 2?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. What? Primary? Primary? Yeah. Yeah, lone wolf.
So 2 hits, 1 focus, and a blank rerolls. Gets another blank.
So if I spend this, you just take 1. Yeah.
Spends, focus takes 1 damage on dash.
So that must have been a primary, not an ion.
Yeah. And they go back to dials. Hmm. 20 minutes to go in the round. 19 minutes to go in the round.
And just to confirm, IG88B is on the left, IG88C is on the right.
IG88C is behind dash, IG88B is facing dash, and Poe Dameron's
Far away.
gone to Sainsbury's and will be coming back soon. Poe Dameron's gone to Iceland.
That's where mums go.
Yeah. That would be if it was Nora Wexley or something like that. Huh?
All I could say is it must have been quite a stressful shopping trip. I think Poe's the 3 forwards. Poe's only real option here.
Absolutely. There's no doubt there. He needs to clear that stress. He needs to go as fast as possible to get back in. A free forward, a boost to get back involved and actually bring guns on the IGs rather than just letting them pick at dash for the next. I mean, dash has only got 3 damage cards left, or 3 whole points left, I should say.
That's very killable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looks sweet.
Advanced sensors, 2 tokens. Ooh. Is that going to be
Segner's. No. Okay. Surprise.
Maybe.
That is surprising somewhat.
Yeah.
Looks sweet.
And now the other one banks, so probably bump in. Interesting.
Do you think he's trying to go for the to get Poe?
I think he's trying to make sure that C can get Poe next turn. But B's positioning now is really bad. Even if he signal loops in the next turn, it's not gonna make him effective.
No.
Unless Poe literally jumps on top of him.
I must admit, I am somewhat. Mads
This way?
to the left.
Did not see that.
That's the first time I've ever K2
4K with dash.
That's the first one I've seen Dash use it.
That's what they're saying.
Nice move. Nice move.
It was good. He's like totally read what Jesper was up to and put himself in a perfect position. Now the only problem is he's got no more. The only modification he's going to have is Lone Wolf regenerates a shield on Poe finally, and spreads them out so I can actually see them.
Is that the 2 or the 3?
What? The 3 straight.
Yeah. And yeah, still comfortably out for the Lone Wolf.
Yeah. Does he boost? No, focus.
It's got to be a boost here, surely.
If I lose these 2, I lose.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Still out of range 2, you reckon?
I mean, I don't want to comment now.
No, it would be close. I would say it's just in range 2.
Definitely obstructed though.
Yeah, well, Poe into...
Which is a shame because Dash needed that modification. He's got no tokens and he's shooting down on some on robots that have got evade and focus.
Yeah.
If Poe can strip it, that gives Dash more of an opportunity.
Yeah. He passed over the focus token for Ray a little bit late.
Into... Yeah, that one, range 2 obstructed.
Range 2 obstructed on B? Yeah.
Yeah. But, I've noticed most players are quite happy to allow
3 hits. I mean, there's some things that are just obvious, and you can understand them.
Especially if the dice haven't been rolled yet.
Looks like he's got 3 focuses and an evade. I think that one, the second from the left is an evade. The rest are 3 focuses, as I see it.
That's possibly the worst roll.
Yeah, because it means he's got to spend that token.
He's got to spend that focus, and that's exactly what
he
Dash
doesn't
wants.
want to do. Yeah.
You've already got your invitation. Just take the damage.
I don't want to.
I mean, he's got.
Just want to give a good game.
Spend the focus.
Has got the focus. So.
Yeah.
Let's say 14 minutes into the game, MOV is so crucial here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do not want to be shedding MOV.
And right now, Jesper's only ahead by 2 points.
And that looks like range 2, so my auto thrusters probably isn't going to trigger here.
Yeah.
I
2.
don't think I have it.
So what happened? They took off.
No.
No Lone Wolf. So just 3.
Yeah. Gets 2 and a focus. Spends evade.
That's karma.
Yeah. Do you have, you shot on Poe?
Oh, they're still firing. Range IG-88C can fire on Poe. Range 3 through an asteroid, I believe.
Range 3 through a rock.
Ion cannon gets a hit and a crit, 2 hit and a focus is spent for 2.
3 dice.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, because secondary weapon.
Gets a focus and 2 blanks.
So, 1, iron.
Not pleasant.
Ion goes in.
12 minutes.
And it looks like Poe's going to spend the next round on an asteroid. With 12 minutes to go. Can Dash stay alive? Can Dash and Poe manage to take 2 shields off of IG-88 to win this game? Or can the IGs manage to finally stick some damage on Dash and manage to take the full set of points? Rafael. Adios, tío.
I don't think you'll hit the rock.
Fue
placer y dice buen resultado, así que soy muy bien. Hasta luego. Ciao.
Okay. IG spent the iron bomb. When did you do that? When did the iron bomb get dropped?
Well, neither of us noticed.
I didn't notice.
No.
It must have been. I don't know.
Must have been off on one of our spiels.
Okay. Well, he's still got the face. He's still got the card face up.
Indeed, he hasn't put anything there to indicate that it's been dropped.
No, he's not dropped it. He's not dropped the iron bomb. We would have noticed that. The card there is face up, and Jesper's very meticulous. I think he would turn it down. He did have the ion bomb token on top of the rig cargo chute, which makes me question where is it now. Maybe he's using the token instead of turning the card face down.
Yeah. I mean, I have done that sometimes myself. Yeah. Especially if you don't want to damage those plastic sleeves.
Yeah, of course.
So is that
So I think bumping.
bump?
Yeah.
And
A 3K.
is that going to land him on the rock?
No, it's free straight. Okay.
Like a glove.
It's a 4K they have, isn't it?
It is 4K,
Yeah.
yes.
I think that dash full forward.
Yeah, actually, let's point out it's the turn when Poe was hit with the ion cannon the very first time. That's when the bomb was used.
And you missed the rock.
And he didn't expect this. But
Before I missed the rock, so this time you hit it.
That is
I know, what's the way to play that?
You've done a 4K there.
Yeah.
You've gone back 4.
It's
the same maneuver.
so before he didn't. When he's done a 4K and then a 4 straight. So before he wasn't on the rock, and then doing it, he's ended up on the rock.
You had your finger down.
And so now there's all this kind of like, what's happened? What's happened?
You have. The problem is you have landed.
Look, yep, he's landed on the rock at the end of the day, regardless of. I mean,
Unfortunately, that's how we're going to have to play.
That's somewhat unexpected.
absolutely. And I think we're going to see the same thing with Poe Dameron when he moves.
Let him wiggle around. Okay, no, you're fine. You've done it. You weren't on the rock. When you did before.
And they're going to say no. They're going to say no. It's not on the rock.
So we move the rock.
Yes, we moved the rock.
Quite
Move the rock?
sizable thing to happen,
I think
though.
there was a swing.
I mean, no, they're saying that they must have nudged the rock at some point when they were moving ships, and it wasn't. It's changed the board
Problem
state.
is, you like push the ship up into the rock, like it's.
Still somewhat surprising.
Well, at least I think Mads and that one missed as well. Wow.
So nice of you, Poe.
So Mads very lucky that round.
Well, I suppose if there's a ship where something like that was going to happen with the board state, to fly out where you fly onto a rock, Dash is the ship you'd want that to be.
Yeah.
And as you say, Mads has got so lucky.
And now we've got
Definitely not that.
Mads thinking, no, that's not good.
That's not fitting, no. Nice try, Mads.
Too much wiggling.
And now we've got just Mads just needs to
You've already
put,
wiggled a little bit.
You've had your 4.
needs to take two shields off of IJ8B, which is the one that's furthest from them. He's going to have heavy laser cannoning with Dash, and he may even have arc with Poe to drive the point home if he needs to.
We'll drive the points home even.
Yeah, exactly. But he's got his target locked on C, so he's going to go for there with Poe, range 2, through an asteroid. Gets a focus and a hit, or is it 2 focuses? Spends target lock, re-rolls. That must be a crit then. No, it's a focus. 3 hits with Poe's ability, 1 evade and 3 blanks. Spends the evade and takes 1 damage onto IG-88C. Ineffective at this time.
Hyperspace competitors, just under 4 minutes remaining. 4 minutes.
This table has a slight extension.
7 for you.
Not the best heavy laser cannon.
Nope. Lone Wolf's no good to him.
1 die.
Yeah, and it's easily evaded. So that was. So despite the luck that Mads had in his manoeuvres with the asteroids, that luck hasn't played out in the combat phase. 3 hits.
Dice.
Your fan is
Because that boost.
Your fan is back.
2 focus, and what looks like
okay, so
another one. 3 focuses.
Yeah, but I have to try not spend the focus. Yeah. Try not to shoot again. Ion. This is cocked. Yeah. Focus.
2 hits and a blank with focus spent. Gets 2 evades. Nothing to worry about.
That was so lucky. And the thing is, though, Jesper had a lot of information there. Where Mads tried to boost it, so he knew that if he ioned Poe, he was going on that rock next turn.
Yeah.
3 minutes.
I'll start a timer once that one.
Yeah.
One of those rare situations where you're trying to do something because giving your opponent the information they need to make the decision.
Yeah. No, I'm just thinking that, so I have to. I mean, it's the sort of thing that just irritates me, that I make every effort to try and make sure that the stream it doesn't have an effect on how things are going. And at the end of the day, as far as like telling you when like go to the stream, it's the same as telling you go to table number 212. You've got to get there and you've got to set up. Yeah, I know. I can't be bothered. You've got to go, and you've still got to get to the same table. You've got at the same time as everybody else to set up. The difference, everyone comes around and says the bases. But in most cases, I change those while they're busy getting their stuff out. So I'm not a fan of this. And the problem is that a lot of other places do this. That when you do a stream where you're on a separate timer, and so people just show up and go, "We're on a different timer." I mean, I go, "No," and they go, "Oh, well then why were you taking your time about it?"
I remember at UK Nationals because we didn't hear the call that we'd be on the stream in my game, and I remember we actually played with a 10-minute time penalty.
Yeah.
And I mean, fair enough, we accepted that was part of the deal. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's
So I'm not trying
what.
It's
Once again, it's kind of like up to a certain point I have a certain flexibility. So for example, in Spain, obviously here they're very serious. They're the judges team, and I've got nothing to do with it. In Spain, obviously I'm much closer friends with everybody, and there's a lot more respect because of how long I've been doing it over there. And that's not to say there's no respect here, but so I can pretty much run over and say, don't put up the standings, give them to me, and I cross through the table numbers and say what you're going on stream. And it's just stuff like that. Okay. And so it makes it easier. But over here they're like, print and run, and I'm like, it's like, and then they're like, right, pairings are up, round starts in 3 minutes. Hey, see you later, man. And that just makes it a bit more difficult for everybody, not just for me.
Time on the round. Please finish this round. If you have not already begun setting dials, please do not do so.
Push for focus.
And finish the round you're on and get your slips in as quickly as possible so that we can finalize the standings.
Yeah. But saying that, I must admit, the judges here are absolutely fantastic.
Oh yeah, there's no dispute there, but I don't think the stream has the effect that people are thinking it has on causing delays in the setup.
No.
Just, I mean, if you're going to argue about it, the only thing that I'm really delaying you with is that you've got to make sure you shuffle your damage deck well, because I lay it out for you. Yeah. And there's some people that don't shuffle it so well, and then I come around afterwards and I've got to sort it out afterwards, and it's like everything comes out almost in order. There's like 5 or 6 that have changed place, and it's like, you did not shuffle your damage deck at all.
That is always a bit dubious, especially as well. I mean, I know that streams and cheating is a bit of a contentious issue at the moment. I don't particularly want to go there conversation-wise, but especially if the thought of people trying to play it to their advantage, it's a slightly troubled thought sometimes. Yeah,
and like I said, I mean, one of the ways I see it, most people, I'm not saying that they're doing it intentionally to try and gain an advantage, but I don't like the way that a lot of people believe that the stream has to go on a different clock, and that, of course, the delay to set up just because it's the one that's on camera, you know? And I always say that, like, the whole point, the stream is a passive element.
Oh, that pose flown over the rock.
Yeah. The stream is a passive element and shouldn't affect the tournament in any way. And in the same way, it does. Everybody at the tournament should have the same experience, and so people that go on camera shouldn't have a separate experience.
So takes a hit.
Shield from the asteroid off of Poe. They're really trying to chase down IG-8B now, who's kind of disappeared onto the other side of the board.
He needs that MOV. I mean, Dash is in a fantastic.
Yeah, he needs to get those 2 shields off to win the game. He's got 1 and 2 focus, and that was easily evaded. So now Dash shoots.
No lone wolf here.
Yeah, obstructed. Heavy laser cannon, 4 dice. And we're getting 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. Jesper needs 3 evades or focus tokens or whatever. He's got 1 in the focus, so he's evaded 3. He's going to take 1 water thrusters, and he saved it. Doesn't take any damage. I think
do one more turn?
They're going for 1 more. They've got 1 more minute.
1 more round in there. Yeah, it's got to be a dual die mentality now.
This is it. This is it. The last round. This is definitely it. And basically, IG-8B is just going to take a runner.
Yeah.
The question is whether or not Poe and Dash can do anything about it.
I mean, the options are here: you take a runner, or you go for the intentional bump.
Yeah.
I think.
But Poe only has 4 shields, and realistically, thanks to that rock there, we're probably not going to see any banks or straights. So a range 1 shot could kill Poe here.
Just wanted to draw your attention to it.
So Mads does have to be a bit careful with that strategy.
3 seconds when we picked up.
It's going to take me forever to pack up, and they've all got all their stuff packed away already.
We're up to. That is time on the round.
Yeah, this is their last round. Yeah. Well, there was actually this alarm that Jesper set that got off just after they picked up the dials. My one's not official. Mine's more kind of like a judgment point. One of the things. And now they're going to take their sweet time, because time's up.
Yeah.
It's like when with your game with Farn, time's up. I'm going to spend 10 minutes working on this maneuver, and it's like Jesus.
I slammed down that dial with 1 second to go, and Farn has 10 long minutes of pondering it.
And he ended the day in a wheelchair.
Yes, that was somewhat unusual. Yeah. poor guy, tough break.
I don't know if it's the wheelchair. I don't know if he went to hospital.
I didn't.
Or if they just had a wheelchair at the museum.
I mean, major tourist attraction. I'm not surprised.
Maybe. I don't know.
That looks some unsure looks from Jesper there.
Okay. We're committed to this final round to see who gets to go to the Coruscant Invitational. I don't know what happened to Kim's game, if he won. I would guess so, Lothal Rebel and all that.
Well, saying that, I did beat Kim with that Lothal Rebel build with mine in random 100-0. So, it is beatable, but I feel it's not match if I ever want to play again.
Yeah. So,
Advanced sensor.
Yeah. Advanced sensors, boosts, drops the rig cargo chute on Dash. Oh, there we go. There's my.
there's the clause. How do you bother to place it? Is that Poe going on that rock?
No. This is marking him to see so he can place the rig cargo chute.
Well, his template won't go over.
Didn't get Poe.
Didn't get Poe. No, that's good. Has got Dash.
And now we got.
How are we gonna? We need. Yeah. Well, I'll just put it on top of it.
Why don't you just? Yeah, I suppose the difference.
So to confirm, Dash does not take stress.
Correct. Dash is the activation.
Dash does not take stress.
But Dash did not have a chance to declare his ability. It's the activation phase.
Jesper's making the same question that I did.
Activates, doesn't move, it's declared that he's on. Does it? It takes the stress off.
Confirming.
Yep.
That's going to be it. Is that an S loop?
Yeah.
Yes. Dash should be able to escape. Dash should be able to escape the situation relatively easy.
Dash uses ability, goes 1 forward.
1 forward for Dash.
Yep.
Needs to take 2 shields off of IG-88B.
I mean, I've seen the impossible done.
I can't see him barrel rolling from there. I think he's going to be stuck on the rock.
Well, no, I think it just gives me cover. Gives me
And is that range 1? That is a difficult question. I think you've got to barrel roll for safety here.
But is he going to fit sideways? That debris token. I mean, we'll still be able to fire, but he's going to take the stress. Once we get past the. Oh no!
It's Dash.
Okay,
it's
yeah.
Dash.
Sorry.
Long day.
Yeah. So he's going to stand. He's going to land on the debris token.
Yeah.
Swing? Yeah.
Yeah.
Solid choice.
Yeah, and you bumped him, so
Yeah, and bumps with Poe. So Poe's ineffective this round.
That was not what he needed.
No.
Not at all.
Won't be able to fire an IG-88B. This all comes down to a heavy laser cannon
And
IG-88B.
does he have Lone Wolf? That's the other question.
No way. There's no way that's out of range 2. That's in range 3. There's no way that's range 3 between the two of
so
them.
I'll shoot your robot. Yep. That one with all the tokens in the world.
What is it? Yeah. You go pick up. It's not even charging anymore.
I don't have it
Here it goes.
anyway, so here goes.
That was.
3 focuses get spent.
That's about as good as you could ever ask for.
Right. We don't want to see any pain.
Any symbol.
Thrusters, posters, survey token.
And Jesper is invited to the Coruscant Invitational. So yeah, do you want to quickly say goodbye, Matthew?
Indeed, goodbye. Thanks for having me. Really appreciate it as always.
And I'll go get interviews with them too quickly as much as I can anyway.
Yeah, that was really good. I'm so happy that because I met the robots earlier and I really thought I wouldn't have a chance against them. That was my feeling after that one, but yeah.
That was a beautiful match.
Well done, Jesper. And I had the exact same thing in my head earlier. Like, it was like I knew what you were really do. Like when you were here, I know that you were
Chris,
shooting
can you
within
bring that
the
ice stick to
three
the HQ?
straights and the
Thank you.
one bank. I'm like, I did the one bank. And I see you like very well done.
Jesper, can we match lift this?
Yeah.
Sit down here, mate.
So it's
Because for the interview it works better that I'm on this side, but when I'm controlling it works better on that
how
side.
much is Pope?
25 to 27 was the score.
Oh, he's 40.
Sorry, no. That's half from Dash.
That's actually a pretty exact score. How the game felt. It felt really close.
Just to be safe.
Yeah,
all the way
sorry, you weren't on camera. Let's bring you a bit closer.
Okay.
Yeah. So, well done. You came close. Even in those last couple of rounds, just trying to take 2 more shields off of that IG-88B would have made all the difference. But in the end, you just weren't able to take care of it. You've mentioned before you felt it was a difficult matchup for you, but at the same time, his control element of this hasn't really had that much of an effect on the game.
Sorry, can I just...
No, yeah, go on, sign the slip for
Are
him.
you happy with that?
Yeah,
Happy,
yeah.
really happy.
I'm not that happy. I am actually pretty happy. I had a really great game. And Jesper's a great guy. So, and I'm happy playing that well against the bots. I thought that actually I met them earlier in Swiss rounds, and I had the feeling that I didn't have much to do against them actually, because Poe is really weak against them. Because if he's just gets iron, they can just murder him.
Yeah, of course.
And Dash really has a hard time putting damage through.
Yeah.
Because he's obviously running away and trying to shoot with his heavy laser cannon. But in this matchup, I actually have to think about trying to get arc.
Yeah.
To turn off the auto thrusters.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's why I did the K-turn, for example. My first K-turn with dash.
and it kind of flummoxed him a little bit. He was definitely not expecting it at that time.
Yeah, he wasn't expecting it.
Thank you.
Jesper, my bases. Okay, I see him backing him away on the
It's pretty obvious.
Right, so thank you very much, Jack.
Yeah, thank
Mads,
you.
it was a pleasure. Good luck with the future games. Are you doing any more system opens?
Yeah, I'm doing Hanover.
Okay, wicked.
So I'm looking forward very much to that one.
Cool, excellent. So we'll see you in about April time. Okay, thank you.
See, Jesper?
Yeah, go tell him to come over now.
Cool.
Hyperspace players,
Jesper,
you're ready to announce those who've won their shield tokens.
Well done.
Thank you, mate.
I believe that's the first time I had you on stream, correct?
We have 11
It is the first time you've had me on stream.
Yeah, you've always been kind of like knocking around. I've had you commentate a couple of times, but never actually got you on the stream. Well done. So you've got your invitational.
Yes.
Does that mean you're definitely going?
It's a wife point thing.
Absolutely.
I've got. I'm doing Worlds.
Yeah.
I'm doing Bologna.
Okay.
I'm doing Reykjavik regionals.
Okay.
So
Lots of stuff.
So I can't really get more days off leave.
Yeah. Okay.
So we'll talk again after I win Bologna. And I get the free flight.
And you get the free flight. Excellent. Did you feel really that it was such a one-sided game? Like Mads, like when we were talking before, it was kind of like you were really happy with the matchup.
I consider it a very fair matchup.
Yeah.
Like as soon as I apply the control, it's more in my favour. And the moment he can start dodging, that's more in his favour.
Yeah.
So I consider it a very fair matchup in that you both have a chance.
Okay, I'm just worried about they might have a go at me if I keep you chatting. They're going to announce surprise. Yeah, because they're fifth now. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Good luck with the rest of your games. Okay, see you soon. And that's it from us. We're going to sign off now. I want to try and get things packed up as soon as possible. So thank you very much for staying with us today, and we will see you at the next tournament.
In third,
back on Patreon.
Peterson. Barkman.